This recipe is a sausage Colcannon mash pie, and it's a really delicious recipe, and I think it's ideal for primary school children. The ingredients that we're using for the Colcannon pie, first of all we're using some Quorn chipolata sausages. We've got some finely sliced onions, some butter, a little bit of corn flour, a tiny touch of sugar, some dried thyme, some vegetarian Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of tomato puree and some stock, and that'll be the basis of our caramelised onions. And then for the topping, I've already cooked off some mashed potato and mashed them with a couple of tablespoonfuls of milk. And then I'm going to gently fry off some shredded leek and also some spring green cabbage in a little bit of butter, and then we'll top the pie off with that lovely Colcannon mash. I'm going to melt about 25 grams of butter in a pan, add the onions with a little bit of sugar, about a teaspoonful of sugar, and then I'm going to gently fry that until the onions are really golden and softened. Keep stirring them just for about 5 minutes initially, and then leave them on the hob for a further 10 minutes, giving them a stir every now and again just to make sure that they're not sticking to the pan. So our onions are beautifully caramelised now, so I'm going to add a sprinkling of dried thyme. You just need about a minute really to get the thyme cooked in to the onions. And then I'm going to pour 1.5 litres of hot vegetable stock into the pan. To finish the gravy, I just need to add the remaining ingredients. So the vegetarian Worcestershire sauce, a couple of tablespoonfuls of tomato puree. Now by adding the tomato puree, what that does is it just makes the gravy really nice and rich. Then I need to thicken the gravy up, so I'm going to take my corn flour, which I've mixed with water, and pop that into the pan and bring that up to the boil. Just to finish off, I think I'll add a little pinch of black pepper, and then I just need to simmer it for about 5 minutes, and that should thicken up really nicely. The next stage in our recipe is to cook the Quorn chipolata sausages. I'm just going to lightly grease a baking tray with a little bit of vegetable oil. So just a small amount of oil, and then I'm going to pop the Quorn chipolatas onto the tray. And they take about 15 minutes to cook at 190, but do check them after about 12 minutes, especially if you're using a fan assisted oven. So you will find that if you brush them with a little bit of oil, you will get some browning. That's our Quorn chipolata sausages prepared and ready to go into the oven. So now to prepare the topping. I've got some mashed potato here which I've already cooked and mashed with a little bit of milk. And then I'm going to melt some butter, gently saute some spring greens and also some leeks. And they're going to take about 5 minutes. I'm going to add a little pinch of black pepper just to season the leek and cabbage. To finish off the Colcannon mash, I just need to combine the potato with our cabbage and leeks. So I'm adding in the cooked potato and just give that a really good stir around and mix the leeks in. And there we have our topping for our Colcannon pie. Here's our Quorn sausages. They've cooked and they've gone lovely and golden on top. What I need to do next is cut each one of the sausage into 3. And I'm going to pop the sausages into the sauce and just give that a stir around so that the Quorn chipolatas are really well coated in that caramelised onion gravy. Just going to gently pop the filling into the casserole dish, and I just use a couple of spoons to spread the potato mixture across the sausage mixture. And there we go. That is ready now to go into the oven. It takes about 15 minutes just to brown the potatoes off so that they're nice and golden and so that the filling is piping hot as well. Here's our Quorn Colcannon pie, which has been finished off in the oven there for 15 minutes, and we've got a lovely golden topping and it's ready to serve.